Hello, my name is Boris Povar. I'm the co-founder of DigiU and CEO of the EYWA project. Technically speaking, EYWA is a cross-chain data and liquidity protocol. To put it a bit more simply, it's a tool that allows you to work with different blockchains simultaneously, both for ordinary users and for projects. Since we use a number of such innovative ideas and do things more efficiently and in a different way than others, we change the paradigm. For example, we are solving the liquidity fragmentation problem between blockchains, and almost no one else is doing that. We have maybe one competitor in the whole world that does the same thing. EYWA is a very universal solution. It's a very big project. In fact, now we have 5 products that comprehensively cover all issues related to interoperability and cross-chain interaction, both at the B2B and B2C levels. Because it's a big market, we have competitors in which venture capital funds invested money in the last round with the valuation of $1 billion. And we have a number of innovative advantages over those competitors. So you could argue that we could potentially be worth $1 billion or more, because we are talking to different funds right now, and they are asking us to compare ourselves to these billion-dollar projects. There are a lot of different complexities. For example, the first difficulty that we had to deal with was hiring a technical team. We conducted a lot of interviews, engaged several HR companies that are specialized in the search for blockchain developers and IT specialists. We also have our own HR. It was not an easy task, which had to be solved. There are a lot of technical challenges that we solve as we go along. I will not go into technical issues. But for example, we are essentially making our own specialized blockchain, which is needed to validate cross-chain data. We developed it practically from scratch. There are a lot of problems that had to be solved, because we didn't use off-the-shelf frameworks like some other projects. And this is only a smart portion of the problems that must be solved. One of the things that is still relevant is how to talk about what we do in simple language, how to be more understandable. We are in the process of repackaging now, making a new identity and a new website. We worked a lot on formulating our meanings, because our main audience is businesses, other blockchain projects, to whom we offer a number of products, to help them optimize their work with cross-chain liquidity, cross-chain data. The problem is, how can we explain the project in a simple way? Right now, I'm working on an update of the white paper, the second version of the white paper, where it will be explained more simply and in a smaller volume than in the first document. Launching in the mainnet means that we are launching smart contracts in real blockchains. In other words, each blockchain has a test version and a main real version. In the test version, tokens are not a liquid asset, meaning that they are not real. They can be printed in any quantity and are worthless. So we don't risk any money if we do it in the testnet. In the mainnet, the money is already real. This means that you are in the sights of all sorts of hackers who will try to hack your protocol and steal all the money that is in there. You have to pass security audits in order to launch in the mainnet, so you can be sure of your code, that you won't lose any money. We are planning to launch products in the mainnet in September, which is very soon. It's going to be interesting. It will be maybe a little bit unexpected, but we have a very strong partnership being prepared right now. So we plan to launch in September. As you know, DigiU shareholders profit from all the products in the ecosystem. At the moment, that's DigiU Wealth, for example. Accordingly, when EYWA gains traction and we have a large number of clients, EYWA will earn commissions from cross-chain exchanges, from cross-chain call transfers, and in a number of other cases. For example, token transfers between networks and token bridge commissions. This amount of money will be accumulated in DAO protocols. And of course, part of this profit will go to DigiU shareholders. In addition, DigiU is a pre-seed investor in the EYWA project. This means that DigiU is the first investor in EYWA. Therefore, all shareholders are co-owners of EYWA. They are all assigned a certain number of tokens. Accordingly, when the project achieves more and more success, the token will rise in value. So shareholders can get more profit from it. As I said, when we are reviewed by analysts from various funds, and we talk to a lot of them, they put us among the top projects in the field. There are a number of projects that the biggest funds have invested in, such as Anderson Horowitz and so on. We are on a par with those projects when you compare us. The only difference is that they were launched a little bit earlier and have closed these rounds of investment. Potentially, that's where we're going to. Many know about us. We communicate with many projects, so our project is evaluated at the highest level. Right now, we are in talks with the Aurora project. It's a second level on the Near blockchain. Near is also one of the big non-EVM blockchains. Basically, these are all Russian developers, and we are in talks with them. We have signed a strategic partnership agreement in a MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. And we will be launching our project, our DEX, on their basis right in September. That's one of the interesting things. Other than that, we're communicating with a lot of funds, including the notorious 3 Arrows Capital. We were in touch shortly before they filed for bankruptcy, as it turned out later. We also communicate with many other funds and blockchain ecosystems, well-known ones like Polygon, Avalanche, Harmony, and so on. We have chats with all of them, the number of which has already exceeded 300. In addition, we participate in some of the biggest and most important conferences in the industry. For example, recently we were at Consensus in Texas. This is considered one of the most significant events of the year. And we have many others scheduled to attend as well. It's very important for crypto projects, because if they don't know you personally, if project representatives don't attend such conferences, then it's considered that in the minds of many funds and other projects, this particular project kind of doesn't exist. It is necessary to participate in this community. We are already doing this, and the plan is to constantly support and hold special parties. Where networking will take place, and potential projects, partners, investors, and so on will come. Everything is very active in this regard. We recently hired a Chief Business Development Officer. We didn't have one before. We just had a single business developer. But now we have a Chief Business Developer. Someone who has lived in Dubai for 15 years and worked for major oil companies, such as ExxonMobil and so on. He has a huge network. He went to Harvard. He has his own chat with about 900 CEOs of various crypto projects, funds, auditing companies, and so on. He has a very large network, and we are working on it now, getting everything we need for the project. Investments, partnerships, and so on. We are actively working in this direction. We are only planning to launch the product in autumn, but we already have potential customers, integrations, and so on. We do co-marketing with projects first, and after that, they get in line to integrate with us. Even though we haven't launched the product yet, it's very good in that respect. Right now, the EYWA community, if you add up by Telegram channels, groups, chats, and so on, is 320,000 people. I would say those people are diverse. There is a fairly large percentage of Russian-speaking people, but not only that. We have separate language chats. For example, Vietnamese, Indonesian, Turkish, and so on. About 8 languages in all. We originally built the core of this community by running an alpha testing with rewards. We were testing the first version of our DEX, our decentralized exchange. The testing lasted for 5 months. More than 180,000 people took part there. Those were the ones who tried to do some tasks, and 53,000 passed the whitelist, those who will receive rewards. There were also social tasks. You had to subscribe to social networks, channels, and so on. And soon, we'll be handing out the promised rewards. These are unique NFTs, in which the airdrop from EYWA is enclosed, meaning a 1% token issue that is distributed according to how many points people scored in that testing. There was also a referral program. Some might have scored more, and some might have scored less. And these tokens will be distributed within NFT with vesting periods. And this collection is ready. We already showed a preview in the community. Besides that, there are of course people in our community who are directly interested in the project. It's not for the purpose of receiving rewards, but for the need of this technology. They are interested in that. And there are cryptocurrency enthusiasts. We use a thing called social mining. Its essence is the following. A person, without investing anything but his time, can earn cryptocurrency, either NFT or some tokens, by performing tasks. So the same thing that we did in alpha testing, we are now using as one of the marketing tools. When we integrate with some project or negotiate about it, co-marketing can be an additional option for it. We have a large community of people, and we can refer them to some project, to test functionality, for example, or pass some quiz, and so on. A lot of them do that, and they stay in our community, because for them to be there is a kind of privilege, which gives them a source of new activities on which they can earn extra money. Accordingly, out of this large audience will stand out specifically the audience of users, those who will be using our products. Again, this is a very good marketing tool for us. And this is an additional big advantage for any project, any business to work with us. I can give you an example. There is a project called XDAO. They make a builder for DAO, a builder that allows you to create your own decentralized autonomous organization. And we co-marketed with them. We made them a Telegram bot. When 2 weeks went by, 25,000 people came to them from us. They said, let's stop. We didn't plan on that many. This is an example of how it works. If the project is good, this audience is very lively. We did some integrations when, for example, 900 people showed up, because the product was very raw and not working. A toy, and people didn't like it. But if there is something interesting, people will join. That's the kind of community we have at EYWA. DigiU.Lab is a DigiU blockchain lab. Our future plans are to develop a cross-chain ecosystem with EYWA as the foundation. EYWA is a platform around which many other products can be created. And not all of them can be directly developed by our lab. For example, we can distribute grants to further scale up and build this ecosystem. We plan to organize hackathons. As soon as we finish writing all the documentation for the products, launch them and audit them, we plan to hold hackathons, in which various projects will participate, maybe on a prize basis, in order to build new cross-chain solutions. For example, a cross-chain lending protocol, or maybe some NFT bridges. There are a lot of NFT ideas right now. Some guys recently made a verification based on NFT. When you pass a passport check, for example, and you have a certificate that you are not a bot. So in order to participate in some airdrops, you have an NFT card which says, "I'm not a bot." And they need cross-chain too. Because, for example, you pass this verification in one blockchain, like Polygon, but there are many other blockchains. And that passport needs to be somehow reproduced and kept in a consistent state. So when you change something in that ID card, that card has to change in every blockchain. And those are actually different tokens. Well, here I'm just telling you these different cases. And there are a lot of other interesting things.